You know how it is with the NFL offseason? It's just this constant roar of noise, right? But every now and then, a headline pops up that just cuts right through all of it. It makes you stop and think, whoa, wait a second, what if? Well, today, we're diving deep into one of those very headlines. And there it is. This is the one. This single headline from ESPN is the spark for this whole thing. This isn't just some random rumor from a fan blog, right? This is Rich Eisen, a major voice in the sports world, talking about it. And it immediately makes you ask, what if this actually happened? But this isn't just about whether a trade could happen. It's really about the why. Why this particular player, why this team, and why right now. So let's unpack the logic, the context, and just the sheer excitement behind this whole idea. To really get why everyone's talking about this, you've got to understand the situation over in Pittsburgh first. The Steelers are at a really critical point, and they're looking for a very, very specific piece to complete their puzzle. Look, every team wants great players, obviously, but this is different. After trading away Diontae Johnson, the Steelers aren't just looking for an upgrade. They are searching for an anchor, a dominant go-to guy who can demand double teams, make those tough catches, and just fundamentally change the ceiling of their entire offense. It's the difference between being a pretty good team and being a real contender. And that, of course, brings us to the other side of this whole equation. The player at the very center of all this speculation, the Indianapolis Colts star receiver, Michael Pittman Jr.
You see that word right there? Reliability? That is everything. Pittman isn't just some flashy highlight reel player. He is the absolute definition of a dependable, high-volume target. He's tough, he's consistent, and he just produces week in and week out. He is precisely the kind of anchor Pittsburgh is looking for.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Getting a player like Pittman isn't just adding another piece. It's a foundational move. He's the kind of receiver you build an entire passing game around. He's the guy who makes everyone else's job easier, especially a young quarterback. So you have a team with a clear, obvious need, and a player who fits that need perfectly. Okay, let's connect the dots here. Let's break down the strategic thinking that makes this whole scenario so appealing to guys like Rich Eisen. When you break it down, the logic points to a potential win-win for everybody. The Steelers, they get their star weapon and give their quarterback a true number one target. And in return, the Colts could get a whole haul of valuable draft picks to speed up their own rebuild. On paper, it works. But here's the thing, right? A huge trade like this doesn't just happen in a vacuum. To really understand the possibility, you have to zoom out and look at the absolute chaos of the NFL offseason. It's this massive, constantly shifting puzzle, and big pieces are always on the move. I mean, the league is showing us that teams are willing to get aggressive for offensive talent. Look at the Titans paying up for a playmaker like Wan'Dale Robinson. That shows you teams are willing to spend assets to upgrade their passing game. The market for receivers is hot. And these big moves aren't just about stats on the field. Teams want to get cornerstone players, leaders who define a culture. The Steelers themselves value character really highly, and Pittman is known for his work ethic and professionalism. So he's a fit that goes beyond just the box score. And this proves that even the best teams in the league are never satisfied. They're always hunting for that one more game changer who can elevate them. It creates this arms race atmosphere where if you're standing still, you're falling behind. That puts pressure on a team like the Steelers to make a bold move. So the whole atmosphere is just electric. Teams are being aggressive, star players are changing jerseys, and contenders are reloading for a Super Bowl run. In this kind of environment, a blockbuster trade for Michael Pittman Jr. doesn't just seem possible, it almost feels inevitable for some team. Which brings us all the way back. Back from the league-wide chaos to the one high-stakes question at the heart of this entire explainer. So after looking at the need, the player, the logic, and the absolutely frantic context of this offseason, will it actually go down? It's the perfect storm of speculation, and it makes all the sense in the world on paper. But as we all know, the gap between what makes sense on paper and what happens in reality can be huge. So what's the big takeaway here? The buzz is real, and it's real for a reason. The logic is sound, and it's the kind of blockbuster move that could totally alter the landscape of the AFC. The pieces are on the board, and now all we can do is wait and watch.